block element. In previous video we have learned boron and borax. In this video we are going to learn these topics: boric acid, diborane, boron trifluoride, aluminum chloride and alum. Rest of the lesson PPT.
Boric acid. Boric acid formula is H3BO3 or another form BOH square bracket thrice. Preparation: first of all, the boric acid prepared from borax. Borax formula Na2B4O7 plus sulfuric acid and 5 moles of water gives sodium sulfate along with 4 moles of boric acid. Then we can prepare the boric acid from colemanite ore. Formula Ca2B6O11 along with 11 moles of sulfuric acid and then sulfur dioxide gas gives calcium bisulfite plus 6 moles of boric acid. Boric acid is a colorless transparent crystal metal, not metal, crystal. Even though it is an acid, what is acid? Acid means it gives H plus ion, that is proton, but here the boric acid accepts hydroxyl ion rather than donating that proton, so that it acts as a very big monobasic acid. We will see the nature of monobasic acid from this reaction. See that boric acid BOH thrice, then 2 moles of water I split into 1 mole H2O water and then another mole H plus OH minus. That H plus is react with the H2O gives H3O plus, and then remaining OH minus is reacted with the BOH thrice gives BOH4 minus. So that here the boric acid accepts OH minus, so that it acts as a monobasic acid. The next one, boric acid when react with 1 mole of sodium hydroxide, it gives NaBO2, that is sodium metaborate, and then 2 moles of water. The same way the boric acid reacted with 2 moles of sodium hydroxide, it gives sodium tetraborate. Formula is Na2B4O7. Sodium tetraborate is nothing but borax only, and then gives 7 moles of water. Let's see the action of heat with boric acid. When boric acid heated under 373 Kelvin, it gives metaboric acid on the loss of 4 moles of water. Metaboric acid formula HbO2. Then again that metaboric acid, you give the heat under 413 Kelvin, it gives tetraboric acid formula H2B4O7 along with 1 mole of water. Again the tetraboric acid, it gives the heat up to red hot, it gives boric anhydride B2O3 plus 1 mole of water. Now the boric acid is acted with ammonia in the temperature 800 to 1200 Kelvin. It gives boron nitride. I split the boric acid B and OH thrice. The same way for ammonia, nitrogen and then H3. The H3 is reacted with OH3, gives 3 moles of water. Then boron, nitrogen reacted with each other gives Bn, that is boron nitride. Then the boric acid when it reacts with alcohol in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid, it gives ester, that is trialkyl borate. Now see the example. Boric acid is reacted with 3 moles of ethyl alcohol. I split the boric acid as boron and OH thrice and ethyl alcohol as C2H5O and then H. That H reacted with OH thrice. The 3 moles of ethyl alcohol gives 3H and then 3 OH thrice reacted with each other gives 3 moles of water, and then the boron reacted with 3 moles of C2H5O gives triethyl borate formula BoC2H5 thrice. This triethyl borate, it reacted with the sodium hydride gives one coordination compound, that is sodium triethoxide hydroborate. It is act as a powerful reducing agent. This reaction used to identify the presence of borate by give the flame green edged flame. So that this reaction is used to identify the presence of borate. Let's we see the preparation of boron trifluoride from boric acid. The boric acid is reacted with the calcium fluoride in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid. It gives boron trifluoride. Now see the reaction. Calcium fluoride CaF2. I slip the calcium F2 as calcium and fluorine, and sulfuric acid HSO4 and boric acid BOH. Now the calcium reacted with the sulfate gives CaSO4, and then fluorine reacted with the boron. Boron valency is 3. So, fluorine valency is -1. Crisscross these two number, we get BF3, boron trifluoride. Afterward, that H from the sulfuric acid and OH from the boric acid reacted with each other. It gives 6 moles of water. Now, the formation of borax from the boric acid by that boric acid is heated with the soda ash. What is soda ash means? Sodium carbonate. That carbonates would always give the carbon dioxide as a one of the product. Along with that, we get borax. So borax formula Na2B4O7, and then 6 moles of water along with the carbon dioxide we are getting. Now structure of boric acid. This structure of boric acid is a layered structure, and it consists of BO3 3 minus unit. That BO3, see the structure, boron, it is linked with the 3 oxygen, and then one oxygen is linked with the 2 oxygen is that all the oxygen is linked with the H, but that one unit is linked with another unit along with that hydrogen bond. The dotted line indicate that it is a hydrogen bond. So each unit is linked with another unit of that BO3 3 minus by the hydrogen bond. And uses of boric acid. The boric acid is used in the manufacture of pottery glasses, enamels and pigment, and it is used in the antiseptic and dye lotion, and also in food preservative. These are all they will ask in one word as well as in 3-mark question. Uses of boric acid. Our next topic is diborane. In the diborane there are 2 types. One is nest type, another one is spider web type. Next type name is nidoborane. Formula BnHn+4. If you put the n value 5, 6, 10 means we get the 3 variety of borane: B5H9, B6H10, B10H14. And in spider web type the another name is archinoborane. Formula for that BnHn+6. If you put the n value 4 and 5 means we get B4H10 and B5H11. Now we are going to see the preparation of diborane. It is the industrial production. The first reaction is the industrial production. What is industrial production means? Bulk amount of diborane we can produce by using this reaction. When boron trifluoride is reacted with the sodium hydrate in the 450 Kelvin, we get diborane along with the sodium fluoride NaF. This is industrial production. Then we have to produce in small quantities means we can use the following reaction. First reaction, when the sodium borohydrate is reacted with the iodine in diclamine. Diclamine means it is a organic solvent. It gives B2H6, that is diborane, along with the sodium iodide plus hydrogen. So this is the one of the reaction to get the diborane in small quantities. Now another reaction, the magnesium boride is reacted with the HCl. It gives mixture of volatile borane. In the first reaction, see that magnesium boride formula Mg3B2 plus 12 moles of HCl gives magnesium chloride along with the B4H10, that is boron decahydrate plus hydrogen. That boron decahydrate is one of the volatile borane. That boron decahydrate once again reacted with the hydrogen, it gives diborane. So in the first type we get boron decahydrate. In the second one we get diborane. It is called as mixture of volatile borane from the magnesium boride. Let's see the properties of diborane. Borane are diamagnetic and they have low thermal stability. That is, if you give the heat, it never stable as a diborane. It changes as a some other compound, and it has this sweet smell at room temperature, and it is a extremely toxic substance, and it is a highly reactive substance. At high temperature, the borane liberate hydrogen and it form as the higher borane. Let's see the first one, B2H6. On giving 388 Kelvin, it changed as the liberating the hydrogen and changed as the pentaborane B5H11. And B2H6, when it gives a heating 198 to 373 Kelvin, it gives liberating the hydrogen and it gives B4H10, that is boron decahydrate. Then diborane, when you give the heat 373 Kelvin in sealed tube, it gives B10H14 decaborane and liberating the hydrogen. And B2H6, once again the 5 mole of diborane in the temperature 473 Kelvin to 523 Kelvin, it changed to pentaborane B5H9 and liberating the hydrogen. Then diborane, 10 mole of diborane under 523 Kelvin, it gives B5H9 along with the B5H10 and liberating 11 moles of hydrogen. And B2H6, when it heated with the red hot, it gives boron and then hydrogen. Now diborane, when it reacts with the water, it gives boric acid along with the liberating hydrogen. Then diborane react with the sodium hydroxide, that is alkali, in the presence of water. It gives sodium metaborate plus hydrogen. Sodium metaborate formula NaBO2. Let's see the action of air with the diborane. Pure diborane does not react with the air or oxygen at room temperature, but in impure form it reacts with the oxygen. It gives B2O3, that is boron oxide, along with the water, and it gives large amount of heat. That is indicated as delta H is equal to minus 2165 kilojoule mole minus 1. Then diborane, it reacts with the alcohol, it gives trialkyl borate. For example, diborane react with the methyl alcohol, it gives trimethyl borate and liberate hydrogen. Then hydroboration means with the diborane, when react with the alkene or alkyne, it gives some compound. That compound is used as to produce the so many organic substances, that is used in synthetic organic chemistry. It is used in the anti-Markovniku addition. Here we are going to use anti-Markov addition for the producing the compound. Now see the example, that diborane reacted with the 2-butene, that is 4 carbon is present. In the second carbon we are having double bond, so the compound name is 2-butene. The 2-butene is reacted with the diborane, gives tributyl borane. The tributyl borane is used to produce so many organic compound, and this hydroboration reaction is very important in synthetic organic chemistry. Let's see the reaction with the ionic hydrate. The diborane react with the lithium hydrate in the presence of ether. Ether is a solvent. It gives lithium borohydrate. And diborane react with the sodium hydrate in the presence of diclamy. Diclamy means solvent here. It gives sodium borohydrate, formula NaBH4. Then the diborane react with the ammonia at low temperature. See the first reaction. Low temperature means minus 153 Kelvin. The diborane, 3 moles of diborane reacted with the 6 moles of ammonia. It gives 3B2H6 2NH3. Name is diborane diammonate. Then another form we can write in a square bracket, 3 square bracket BH2 NH3 twice and plus, and again square bracket BH4 minus. When the diborane react with the ammonia at high temperature, it gives borosol. Then 3 moles of diborane and 2 moles of ammonia, high temperature in a closed vessel, it gives that borosol or borosine. It is given in the structure form. In the structure form, you see that boron, 3 boron alternately present along with the nitrogen, 3 nitrogen. The 3 nitrogen also alternatively present. Then each boron and each nitrogen is linked with hydrogen. In this structure is like a benzene form, so that it is the borosol or borosine is called as inorganic benzene. It is an important one word, girls. The borosol formula is now B3N3H6. Now structure of diborane. See the structure first. That boron, green color boron, is linked by low with 4 hydrogen. That 2 hydrogen in left hand side, they are called as terminal hydrogen, and 2 hydrogen in the center, they are linked with another boron rose color, so they are called as bridged hydrogen. They are bridged with that green color boron bridged with rose color boron with the help of that center hydrogen, so they are called as bridged hydrogen. Now see the rose color boron. Around the boron, rose color boron, we have 4 hydrogen, and right hand side 2 hydrogen is called as terminal hydrogen, and that rose color boron also linked with the green color boron with the help of center hydrogen, so that is called as bridged hydrogen. Now around the boron we have 4 hydrogen. So normal covalent bond means each bond we need 2 electron. So around the boron we have 4 bond. So 4 into 2, 8 electron we need for green color boron. The same way in rose color boron, around the boron we have 4 lobes. 4 lobes means 4 covalent bond. Each covalent bond need 2 electron. So 4 into 2, 8 electron. So boron need 8 electron. Green color boron need 8 electron, and rose color boron also need 8 electron. Totally we need 16 electron for normal covalent bonding. But in diborane, I underline in orange color, it has only how many valence electron means 12 valence electron only. But actually we need for normal covalent bond, we need 16 valence electron. So that now the terminal boron, how many terminal hydrogens are there? 4 terminal hydrogens are there. So 4 terminal BH bond, that is normal covalent bond only. So normal covalent bond formation for 4 covalent bond means 4 into 2, 8 electron we need. So the 8 electron is given by the 2 boron atom. That 4 into 2, 8 electron means the terminal bond is called as now 2C 2 electron bond. What is 2C means 2 center 2 electron bond. I indicated in rose color the terminal bond are now called as 2 center 2 electron bond. That we are using 8 electron, it is a normal covalent bond. Now the 12 minus 8, we have only remaining how many electrons? 4 electron. That 4 electron we are going to use for now 3 center BH bond, utilize for 2 electron each. Now how they are used, that is 2 3 center BH bond. Now see that one of the BHB, it is upper side, that is called as 1 3 center BH bond. It use 2 electron. The same way in downward BHB, that is another 3 center BH bond, it use 2 electron. So the 4 electron used to like this way. In diborane, the boron is sp3 hybridized. sp3 hybridized is formed by 1 s orbital, 3 p orbital. So totally s1 and p3 means 1 plus 3, 4 orbital are involving in sp3 hybridizing orbital. So it gives 4 sp3 hybridized orbital. In among the 4 sp3 hybridized orbital, 3 are containing single electron, but the fourth sp3 hybridized orbital is empty. So the 3 sp3 hybridized orbital, the 2 sp3 hybridized orbital forming the terminal hydrogen bond, but that another two, one is empty orbital and another one is one half-filled sp3 hybridized orbital. By using this, you see that last line, the BHB bond formation involving overlapping with the half-filled hybridized orbital of one boron and empty hybridized orbital of other boron, and also half-filled 1s orbital of hydrogen. Thus, that structure of diborane is formed. Now, uses of diborane. Diborane used in high energy fuel of propellant. It is also used as a reducing agent in organic chemistry and used in welding torches. Let's see the boron trifluoride preparation. The boron trifluoride is obtained by when the calcium fluoride is reacted with the boron trioxide with the help of, in the presence of sulfuric acid, on heating it gives boron trifluoride, calcium sulfate along with the water. And boron trioxide, when it react with the carbon and fluorine, it also give the boron trifluoride along with the carbon monoxide. We can prepare the boron trifluoride in pure form in laboratory with the help of benzene diazonium tetrafluoroborate. Formula is PHN2BF4. On heating, that is dermal decomposition take place. What is dermal decomposition means? With the help of heat, they decomposed like boron trifluoride and phenyl fluoride plus nitrogen. They are split into 3 compounds, that is called as decomposition. Properties of boron trifluoride. It is a planar geometry. Boron trifluoride has a planar geometry, and the boron has empty orbital, so it is an electron deficient compound, so that it accepts the electron pair. Then boron trifluoride, so that the boron trifluoride form a coordinate covalent bond. Now, boron trifluoride, when it reacts with ammonia, in ammonia the nitrogen has lone pair electron. That lone pair electron gives the lone pair electron to the boron because it has the empty orbital. Now, see the in product side, a small arrow mark indicated by a small arrow mark, that is that it is a coordinate covalent bond. The nitrogen has lone pair electron, that lone pair electron given to boron. The same way, the boron trifluoride, when it reacts with the water, it gives some coordinate covalent bond, that is oxygen in water has lone pair electron. That lone pair electron given to boron, it is indicated in small arrow mark. That arrow mark indicates that it is a coordinate covalent bond. Now, on hydrolysis, boron trifluoride, it gives boric acid, and that boric acid again it converted into fluoroboric acid. Now, see the reaction. Boron trifluoride is react with the water. It gives first of all H3BO3, that is boric acid, along with the 12 moles of hydrogen fluoride. Again, that boric acid react with the 12 moles of hydrogen fluoride. That boric acid split into H plus and BH4 minus plus 9 moles of water. Now, adding these two reactions, we get 4 moles of boron trifluoride with the 3 moles of water. The 12 moles of water in reactant side and 9 moles of water in product side, in two reaction combined with the two reaction, 12 minus 9, we get 3 moles of water in the last reaction. The same way in that product side, we have 4 boric acid in product side and 3 boric acid in reactant side. So 4 minus 3, we get 1 mole of boric acid. The remaining thing we have to write. Then 12HF, 12HF cancel with each other. Then we get another, what are the remaining there? 3H plus and 3BF4 minus. Combined each other, we get 3 moles of HBF4, that is called as fluoroboric acid. Now, uses of boron trifluoride. That the fluoroboric acid is act as a catalyst in organic chemistry. So that HBF4 is prepared by the help of boron trifluoride. Then boron trifluoride is used as a fluorinating agent. Aluminum chloride. Aluminum chloride prepared by aluminum metal when react with hydrochloric acid. See the reaction, 2 moles of aluminum metal and 6 mole of HCl. It gives aluminum chloride along with the hydrogen. Another preparation we can prepared from aluminum hydroxide with the help of HCl. This reaction also gives aluminum trichloride along with the 3 moles of water. Next one, McAfee process. In that McAfee process, alumina means Al2O3 plus 3 carbon means coke. Coke here, coke, what is coke means carbon only. So along with the carbon and in the presence of chlorine, on heating it gives aluminum chloride along with the carbon dioxide. In industrial scale means we need more aluminum chloride, means we can use this process, that aluminum metal directly combined with the chlorine. When it gives the 1000 Kelvin, we get the aluminum trichloride in large amount. This is called as industrial scale. We see the properties of aluminum chloride. The anhydrous means it is a waterless. Anhydrous aluminum chloride, it is a hygroscopic substance. That is, hygroscopic means absorb moisture. Why it is absorb moisture means it is a waterless compound, so it absorb the moisture. The next one, aqueous solution of aluminum chloride, acidic in nature. Aqueous means what? In presence of water. The aluminum chloride in presence of water, you split the aluminum chloride, aluminum and chlorine and water, H and OH. The aluminum react with the OH, it gives aluminum hydroxide. So aluminum hydroxide, and then remaining the chlorine with H gives HCl. The next reaction, aluminum chloride react with ammonium hydroxide. Aluminum chloride split into aluminum and chlorine. Ammonium hydroxide, ammonium and OH. The OH is react with aluminum, we get aluminum hydroxide. Then ammonium with the chlorine gives ammonium chloride. The next one, another reaction, the aluminum chloride react with the sodium hydroxide. It is not like the ammonium hydroxide reaction. It is a different reaction because the ammonium hydroxide is a base. The same way sodium hydroxide also base, but they never give the same reaction like ammonium hydroxide. Here that sodium react with the aluminum chloride, sodium hydroxide react with the aluminum chloride gives sodium meta-aluminate formula NaAlO2 along with the 2 moles of water and sodium chloride. Now here aluminum chloride is a Lewis acid. The Lewis acid, it forms a addition compounds with ammonia, phosphine and carbonyl chloride. For example, it is given aluminum chloride with 6 moles of ammonia, it just form a addition compound like AlCl3 and 6 moles of ammonia. And uses of aluminum chloride, that anhydrous aluminum chloride used as a catalyst in Friedel-Crafts reaction. We so many times we saw this reaction in organic chemistry. The next one, it is the aluminum chloride used in the manufacture of petrol by cracking the mineral oil. Cracking means just breaking down the higher compound into lower compound. So in the manufacture of petrol, it is used as a cracking agent. Then third one, it is used as a catalyst in the manufacture of dyes, drugs and perfumes. Our next topic is alum. Potash alum formula K2SO4 potassium sulfate, Al2SO4 thrice aluminum sulfate, 24 moles of water. So potash alum formula is potassium sulfate, aluminum sulfate, 24 moles of water. And sodium alum means it contains sodium sulfate, aluminum sulfate and 24 moles of water. Ammonium alum, that means ammonium sulfate, aluminum sulfate along with the 24 moles of water. But in chrome alum, it contains potassium sulfate, chromium sulfate along with the 24 moles of water. That alum, they are more soluble in hot water, but it less soluble in cold water. That solution, they exhibit properties of constitution ion. That is what they are splitted into ion. That ion property they show. Now we are going to see the preparation of potash alum. The potash alum is we prepared from alunite ore, alum stone. The formula is K2SO4, brown color I indicated, K2SO4, Al2SO4 thrice, and 4 moles of AlOH thrice. That is, alunite means potassium sulfate, aluminum sulfate, 4 moles of aluminum hydroxide. That alunite ore is treated with 6 moles of sulfuric acid. Now see the reaction. In this reaction, the red color I indicated aluminum hydroxide. That aluminum hydroxide part alone changed as a aluminum sulfate. We get another thing along with the potassium sulfate and then 12 moles of water in the product side. Now if we add in alunite ore, we are having potassium sulfate, aluminum sulfate and aluminum hydroxide. That aluminum hydroxide part alone we have to change as aluminum sulfate. So that aluminum sulfate part is increases in alunite ore. So that we have to increase the potassium sulfate part also, so that in the second step we are adding a calculated amount of potassium sulfate, and along with that water we get the potash alum as a product. Potash alum formula is potassium sulfate, aluminum sulfate and 24 moles of water. Now properties of potash alum. Potash alum in aqueous solution, it is act as a acidic form because of hydrolysis of aluminum sulfate. The aluminum sulfate during the hydrolysis it forms the sulfuric acid as a one of the product. Because of this sulfuric acid only the aqueous solution of alum is act as a acidic one. Now the potash alum, when you give the heat 475 Kelvin to 500 Kelvin, it loses water and gives the product become as a swell up, so that the swollen mass of the product like potassium sulfate and aluminum sulfate is called as burnt alum. That burnt alum once again given the heat to red hot, it decomposes to potassium sulfate K2SO4 and alumina. Alumina means Al2O3 plus SO3, that is sulfur trioxide. Now potash alum, when it reacts with the ammonium hydroxide, formula is NH4OH. It gives potassium sulfate, ammonium sulfate and 24 moles of water along with the aluminum hydroxide. Now uses of alum, it used in the purification of water as well as waterproofing agent and textiles, as well as dyeing, paper and leather tanning industries. And this alum is employed as stripeting agent to arrest bleeding. What is stripeting agent means? It means that stop bleeding. So it is used to stop the bleeding, so that it is used as a stripeting agent to arrest bleeding.